It's Christmas Day in SimWorld, everybody. Good morning, Merry Christmas, and welcome to SimWorld Today. I'm your host, V-Ron. Alongside me is a man with a gift on his head this morning. Yels, good morning. How you doing? How you doing? Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Does everybody remember that
Yeah.
version, the old one
The,
that
the,
plays?
the, the, the Temptations version.
I think like
Temptations, man.
yeah,
It's the only one that I know.
I thought it was the California Raisins that sung it. I didn't know. Merry
Only
Christmas,
one I know
everybody.
is Temptations.
Merry Christmas to
Merry
you, B.
Christmas.
Ron.
Yes, sir. Merry Christmas to you as well, y'all. It's a pleasure to have you here. Look, real quick, since you brought it up, my mom, we've been playing the Temptations Merry Christmas version of the whole album for years since I was a little kid. So now it's just tradition in our house.
Yeah, that one in Silent Night. If you need a
Good.
good 72-minute song, run that one.
Good.
Silent Night. Like,
Yeah,
yo,
that's it.
wrap it
Yep.
up. Wrap it up.
Yep. Oh my goodness. Well, look, we had a great day of action yesterday on Christmas Eve in SimWorld. So we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna talk about one of the big things in news that happened from yesterday. The H-Town Hoopers. Velarde is out, and H-Town won the game yesterday. But at what cost? As Thanos would say, I did the right
Woo!
thing,
That's a
but
pretty
at what
move there
cost?
by Nene Gibson, though. Christmas.
Absolutely.
Full effect. Hey, man, H-Town looked really good in this one, B-Ron. They looked
Yeah.
really, really good. Offensively fluid. Corey Yams did his thing. We saw everybody kind of get into their spot. Vincent Magic was looking good. Almighty Sol and Corey Yams looked like a tandem. Oh,
Yes, they really did. They really did look like a tandem. It was an elite performance from both of those kids. They looked really good. The offense looked much improved from what we saw when they played Atlantis and got blown out. So this is what I was hoping we'd see them look like to start the season, if you ask me. But I know it takes a little time for things to gel and everything, and they got this win, and that's great. Great. Um, but the question is what happens now that Tim Velarde has departed the team.
I think it's back to square one. They've had about 17 hundreds 5411 as the words one of my favorite songs. Had about 5411 different coaches. And here they are again, 4 or 5 games into the season. Coach UB Brown, assistant coach, is still there. He gives them some stability. I think they've seen some things over the first few games of this season that they can build upon. So I'm hoping for them. I'm in H-Town, baby. So I'm hoping for the best for them, right?
Yeah, of course, and me too. Look, there was an article that came out yesterday, talking about how what's gonna happen now that Velarde's gone, and the author didn't think that there was gonna be that it was gonna be he thought it was gonna be a problem that Velarde was gone, and now assistant coach UB Brown's taking over. I disagree with that purely from the perspective UB's been there, so he knows what this team has, and I'm thinking if he does things the right way, you shouldn't see a change, much of a change from H-Town going forward. What do you think about that in terms of the article yesterday that came out? You had a chance to read it or not?
You never know. Again, from my perspective, like I said, and to your point you just made too, Coach UB Brown's been there, so I don't think there'll be a whole lot that's changed. I think it was a pretty good piece. I think he's got something to build on. There were some extremely positive things we've seen this season so far. In the past seasons, the Ground Zero season and last season, that's a nasty dunk there, Vincent Magic.
Absolutely. Yeah.
In those seasons, there was less to say. There was less ammunition to work with every time a coach departed, because it seemed like they were still figuring things out. Over the last 2 games, I think things were figured out. Even in those first few where there were losses, I think there were some things that you could actually work from. So I'm excited to see what Coach UB Brown does. I'm excited for H-Town. I'm sorry they're losing a coach. I'm sorry that Coach Velarde, the Zen Master, one of the great coaches in SimWorld Prep's early history, had to depart. Best wishes to him on whatever he's got going on, and hopefully he can return sometime soon. So,
hopefully he can. Hopefully he can. In the press conference yesterday, he had mentioned that he he's not going to rule out a return, but that's not where his focus is right now, which is totally understandable. You want to make sure you can get through whatever it is you need to get through first, and then go from there. Hopefully, H-Town, decides that we want to take him back. If that job is still available to take at that point in time, whenever he decides to come back. If it's not, I'm sure he'll go somewhere else and hopefully be just as successful. As you mentioned, he was one of the more respected coaches here in SimWorld Prep, third winningest coach in SimWorld Prep history. So it's always tough to see a coach of his caliber and prestige step away.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Best wishes again to you, Coach Bellardi. We're looking for you. Hope if you come back, you can get a full season under your belt like you did with Gotham. I definitely want to see what you can do in that. But hey, H-Town's got to keep moving, man. H-Town's got to do what they got. They have quite a little bit of ground to make up here, sitting at 2-3 in the conference. Gulf Coast lockdown was running away with it until they saw that loss. Southeast Select's always going to be tough, and the Indy Stripes are looking tough. ATL, that whole division looks tough. ATL looks tough. Lone Star, I'm going to assume Lone Star Basketball Club is going to pull it together at some point. They got Big Lattimore out there. They got Mardon. We haven't seen him explode yet, and Ronnie Shanahan has been playing phenomenally. Nene Gibson has never been terribly consistent, but a lot better than what we've seen this season. So I think that's going to be tough. Yacht Club's record is not indicative of what they can do, and I don't know about Queen City. I won't even comment on that yet.
Look, a lot of things still up in the air, and I had said coming into the season that Southern Region was, in my opinion, the most competitive region in SimWorld Prep. And, now that the games are underway, it really does seem that way. The Founders Division has some good teams in there, but I think top to bottom, the Southern Region is the most competitive region in SimWorld Prep, and so far it seems to be looking that way. Even though things haven't really coalesced and figured out like we expected them to, it's looking really good so far. That region is.
Peace to you, Coach Bellardi.
Absolutely. Look, from some bad news to some good news. If you're a Bay Area Breaker fan, Breakers, have they figured it out, man? Do they have it? Because it's looking like here lately with these last 3 games that they sure have figured a lot out.
Yeah. Let Trey Hyman go. They figured that out. Spread the court out. Stop trying to run Jamie Ramos at point guard and some of these exotic lineups. You have one of the most athletic open court teams in all of SimWorld Prep. Let those guys get some space. Let them get out there and do what they do. Coach Pope, he's figured out something that I think a lot of us have known is give them spacing, let them go to work. And Trey Hyman is absolutely flourishing in this new setup.
He is. He's looking really good in this new offensive scheme, and on both sides of the ball too. He's looking really good. His defense is such a big factor for this team's success, and him and Shauna Hyman, both of them together, are looking really good. The whole team really, since their win against the OGs the other day was huge for their momentum. I think that was the second of their third win of their third. Yesterday beat the Yacht Club. But that one in particular, I think, was their best of the 3.
Messiah. That was a nasty block right there. Trey Hyman, he wasn't stressing that at all. He continued on. But yeah, Dime Hardaway's looked really good. 13 points a game. Trey Hyman closing in on 21 points, 9 rebounds. Trying to work his way to averaging a double-double, which I don't think is out of the question. 3 blocks. And when he's not blocking shots, he's defending. But this team, you see them out there trapping. You can look on a few of these possessions, even in this highlight package. You see them trapping, but then they're able to get back defensively. They're defending the rim. They're moving their feet. When they give up buckets, I feel like the other team is either working for it or they took a play off. But when they're checked in defensively, they're good to go. And then on the offensive side, look here, Jamie Ramos with the dime to Trey Hyman. We saw them in the offseason looking like a great combination. But I think Coach Pope has figured something out. I mean, before I ramble on, they're a good team. Something would be figured out at some point, clearly.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the beauty of this whole thing, really. Yes, we know it's a shorter season, 31 games season. Yes, you still need to try to win your games because seeding is matter for the rest of one. You need to do all those things, but you also need to take the time to figure it out. And sure, it's quote unquote early days, but that doesn't mean that you can't struggle throughout your first 3 games and not, see growth there. Because while 3 games isn't the end of the world necessarily, and it does give you a lot to work with, that doesn't mean that expectations are going to be placed upon you to meet. And the Breakers are one of those teams that, unfortunately for them, they have constructed a team in such a way where they have such high expectations put on them. And when you have those high expectations put on you, you're gonna have to meet them one way or the other, and people are gonna talk about it for good or for bad. And that's what this is right now. We're seeing that they're sitting at 3-2 right now. They won the last 3 in a row, and that's great. And they seem to have figured it out now, which is good. But now they have to just keep it going. Now that's where they're at right now. They have to try to keep this momentum going that they have. Am I saying they're gonna win out the rest of the way? No, of course I don't expect them to. But this is the best they've looked over the last three games, and we hope they can continue to grow and get better from this point. If that makes sense.
When you talk about teams getting better, B-Ron, and sometimes we do that in a small sample size, or we marginalize it. Their win over the OGs was huge. It wasn't just a win; it was like the win, right?
That was a marquee win.
That was a marquee win, not just for them, for the league, because people were saying, "Hey, Cooper Flag and the OGs were unstoppable." They came out and they competed from the tip, and it got to a point. Even though the score was relatively close, it looked like they had it well in hand. They looked like the favorites in that game throughout the game. You fast forward to this game against the Yacht Club. And so emotions were high. Xavier Pope coming back into the building. A lot of other talk out there, and they had this game despite the score. Again, they had this game well in hand from the jump. They managed the pace. Excuse me. They managed the pace that they wanted at the times they wanted. They did what they wanted to do. And let's keep this in mind. They have 2 kids out there. Daquan Carter, I know about him because he's out of Texas. The dude is a hooper, and he hasn't even had a chance to get going yet. Jawan Harris, we've seen some footage on him. He's a knockdown shooter, small in stature, but the guy is. He's a sniper, and he defends. We haven't even seen all of that. I think Dre Pope's still tinkering with his lineup. I think he's figured out a couple of people exactly where to put Trey, Sean, and Dime and Jamie. But there's still one more role on that court to figure out. Once he figures that out, they're gonna be super tough, man.
Yeah, exactly. And they just have to try to figure out, and hopefully they will. And there's plenty of time to do so. But yeah, I think that they have it together at this point. There's more piece. Let me rewind. I don't think they have it together yet. Like I said, there's still more pieces to put together in the puzzle. But when they do, I think that, like you said, they'll be the team who we thought they were going to be last season, if that makes sense.
Yeah, they are who we thought they were. Anyhow.
Yeah, exactly. Well, look, it's holiday time, it's Christmas and all that. It's time to reflect a little bit. I know we're still early in the season, but I want to know what's been some of your favorite moments in the season so far. I'll start with mine. Cooper Flag is here for a reason against Beasts of the East. This was his debut game. Cooper Flag's debut against Beasts of the East. There was a lot of talk in the offseason about how, Cooper's going to have to earn the minutes and, all that kind of under the sun. And when he came in, he made sure that everyone knew that he arrived, and he wasn't going to have to earn anything. He was going to take it. So that's one of my favorite moments to start the season so far. What about you, Yells? Do you have any favorite moments to begin the season so far?
That's a great moment. We've had some great games, man. I hate to be make it, be lazy about it, if we will. But one of the games we had yesterday was a big moment for me. Like, I don't think we've made enough of it. Heartland Zombie Stars, man. Heartland Zombie Stars are one of 2. Excuse me. Sneezing. Look, it's almost like someone doesn't want me to say it. They're one of 2 teams that are still undefeated. Cascadia is the other. The Originators went down to tough loss. Gulf Coast fell on their sword a little bit. Europe, Atlantis, Rocky Mountain. You have Harlan Zombie Stars went into Queen City, or hosted Queen City, excuse me, and they put it on them.
It
I
was a
mean, that,
highly emotional game too, yo.
yeah, I mean, there's a lot of return. The crowd was crazy, man. Shout out to the Riot House crowd.
Yeah.
But Coach Skinny Washington returning to the old squad, and they were very connected. Still are very connected to the community. Renzo Bryant, Carter Fields, returning there. And Heartland said, hey, we're 3-0. That's no fluke. They've been out there winning tough, hard fought games.
Yes, absolutely.
And they just got that one done too. They're a legitimate team. They're sitting at the top of the Neo region right now. They're sitting on top of the teams like Rocky Mountain Monsters, Showtime Basketball, Bay Area Breakers, and Reigning Trades, who are 1-4, which is crazy.
Yeah.
They are legit. Jaquan Johnson, haven't even seen him get going, but he is a monster on the inside. You got the Hilario hard Hilarios out there. And then Benari and Barkley. We have
Barkley, man.
Look, here's what I'm gonna do. Here's what no, B-Ron, let me get this out. For all the drama, for all the attention that we've given you, Benari and Barkley, for all of the attention that you guys have gotten from the media, warranted on you guys' part, right? You guys have brought that on yourselves, and the media went full hard. And we did here on SimWorld today too. For all of that, full circle, man. What I'm gonna say is, we give it up when we're give up. So far, we give it up where that give up needs to be due. And so far this season, you guys have laid low. You had your head down. We still would love to hear from you, all with respect. But if you're unable to do it and you need to fall back and just win games the way y'all been winning, Barkley James is balling. Benari James is hooping. They're just putting it all on the court. Respect to you guys. Respect. That's all there is to it.
100%. 110%. I got another one for you though, yo.
Okay.
Lucas Banks' buzzer beater against Showtime. That man.
Whoa! You mean Zane Davis?
Yes. Sorry.
Yeah, Zane.
Yes,
you better
right,
give it credit where it needs to be.
Yes.
Zane knocked that down.
Zane Davis. My apologies. Zane Davis' buzzer beater against Showtime. There's nothing like a good buzzer beater. They always get, the crowd ball goes in the air, everyone's holding their collective breath. It goes in, everybody loses their minds, and it's exactly what happened when they beat Showtime in that game. Oh my goodness, it was amazing.
That it was. I got one more just a couple of nights ago, and this ain't because you got anything to say to me, because I take it all in stride and I throw it right back. Coach Mula on his phone tweeting. I don't think maybe it wasn't him. Maybe it was his staff. It was a really bad look. It wasn't a pretty look. And the SimWorld faithful came out and let them hear it. They had to say what they had to say. Everything blew over, whatever it was. I heard Coach Mula had a little bit to say about the media coming at him. Said it was all slicker than Ron Yell's hair is on SimWorld today. Thank you, sir. I pay top dollar for it, and it looks good. It's so pretty. Thank you for the shout out. So yeah, shout out to Coach Mula for giving us a good viral moment with the team sending out tweets from his burner account or from his straight up account. Wasn't even a burner.
Either way, it wasn't a good look though. You're right. You're right for sure. Well, I got one more. I know you said you had. I know you said it was your last, but I got one more. My last one is it's the. And I'm blanking on it now. I'm sorry. Dylan Harper and Oven Carballo's overtime duel they had.
Yeah. That
was so much fun, man. That was so much fun, especially because earlier in the day, Cooper Flag had gone for 36 points. And, if anyone was going to get up to that point, it was going to be, in my opinion, Dylan Harper. But Oven Carballo, both of them, combined together for that performance, that was something else to see, man. I don't think we've seen anything like that in past couple of seasons here in SimWorld Prep. That was a defining moment for, I think, the future of the league and the talent level that's just going to continue to get better at the prep level. It was something else, man. It really was. Yeah.
Add to that one the Cascadia, Kevon Johnson and Jafet Towns going back and forth just a week ago. That was something. Not a lot of defense in that one, but that was great. But it's been a great early season, man. We're getting ready to head in. We're probably, a week away from the new year. So more stuff to come here, man.
More stuff to come, exactly. And I think because it's Christmas, we're in a Christmas spirit. I'm gonna give you the gift today of doing the outro.
All right. Here we go. Here we go. Thank y'all for coming out. God bless you. Good day. See the game. Be the game. Y'all have a good one, man. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas.
Yeah, for real. Merry Christmas, guys. We'll see y'all on Tuesday.
Yikes. This has been a presentation